Hi everybody, Greg here from One Breath Global. Would you like to make your life a whole lot easier? In fact, would you like to make your relationships just flow evenly and smoothly? Would you like to make your time spent at work so much more efficient and so much more enjoyable? So I've got a number of strategies for you. You might enjoy one or many of them, so listen up. The first strategy is really challenging for a lot of people because it's to do with setting big, in fact enormous goals that are compelling, delicious, delightful, goals that are like magnets that just draw you into them. Now, a lot of people in personal development would say, well, don't you want to set manageable goals? And for some of you, that's a good starting point. But for others who are ready to take on the big challenge, I'm telling you, set enormous goals. And the reason for setting enormous goals is because enormous goals are going to draw you in. They're so big and bright and compelling, they are in and of themselves magnetic. And in that way, you can then begin to step over and beyond old paradigms, old issues, old problems that used to hold you back. Remember though, that you will need to return to this goal from time to time to make it, that's right, even bigger and brighter, to perhaps add colour or movement to make it fun and joyful. Whatever you're doing, strategy 1, set big goals. Now, when you set big goals, you might come up against challenges. Be prepared to step into those challenges. That's right, feel the fear and do it anyway. After all, if you've got big goals, big aims and aspirations, of course you expect challenges to show up. If you didn't, why in fact are you setting them in the first place? Strategy number 2, learn to visualize clearly. See life the way that you want it. And when you're visualizing clearly and seeing life the way that you want it, change those statements of I can't into I can and I will. So visualize really clearly. Train yourself to turn your life in your mind's eye into an absolute bestseller. If someone walked into a bookshop and they saw the title of your life in front of them, make sure that it's the one that they want to grab, the one that they want to get off the shelf. See it clearly, say it clearly, and enjoy life to the full because you took the time to learn to visualize. Strategy number 3, don't just make efforts, make super efforts. And once you've followed this strategy of efforts into super efforts, life begins to become effortless. So let's take a failing relationship. You can change a failing relationship into a successful relationship. How? By putting in effort and then putting in super efforts if you need to, and then arriving back at a place of effortlessness where the relationship is running smoothly again. Let's perhaps look at a few examples. If you're someone putting effort into your relationship, maybe you begin to buy flowers again. Maybe you buy chocolates. Maybe it's the night out, the date night, the things that you've forgotten or stopped doing. Maybe it's just the simplicity and love of writing a poem. Maybe it's a simple acknowledgement. Maybe doing small things around the house that you'd stop doing. Maybe just putting the phone calls in. Sending a nice text. Remembering that to really get the most out of the relationship, you've got to put effort in. Maybe it's going to require super effort. That's right. Turning yourself into a Casanova. Doing the study. Becoming better not only in and around the house, but also in places like the bedroom. So to take a relationship that's failing to a relationship that's running well and smoothly again, put effort in, put super effort in, and then eventually it will arrive again at effortlessness. Rise to this challenge daily and overcome the challenges that you have put into your relationship by taking on this strategy, taking action now. Strategy 4, use your senses with precision. So you may be the person who set big goals, all of a sudden you've magnified your goals. So what else have you done? You've magnified your problems. And you might think, well, is that a bit daft? Well, it is if you're not prepared to step into them. And it also is if you're not prepared to use your senses with precision. So for those of you that created big goals, guess what you're going to see? Bigger problems. Guess what you're going to hear? Bigger issues. Guess what you're going to sense? That's right, you're going to feel into bigger issues as they arise. So if you use your senses with precision, you'll be able to not be blind to or deaf to or numb to what's going on. You'll be able to see, hear and feel very clearly if you're using your senses with precision. Remove the blinkers, open the heart to move beyond numbness. Take the earplugs out, listen attentively and closely, because all of the seeds of opportunity are embedded in the problems that you think are the problems that you're facing. You can apply that to jobs and to relationships. Set yourself bigger goals. You will receive feedback instantly from the environment around you, from the people that are in your company. You'll hear what it is they've got to say. You'll see how they're responding to you, and you'll really feel that within you. So take on this strategy, take on this challenge, and enjoy the results. Strategy number 5 is a recovery strategy. And in any area of our life, recovery is simply a question of how quickly do we recover. So if, for example, you're off center, you're off balance, or you're out of alignment, how quickly can you recover? Take fitness as an example. In fitness, if we were doing sprints, it's how quickly we can recover to sprint again. And then how quickly can we recover to sprint again? And in personal development, it's similar. If you imagine you're ascending on your path, how quickly can you recover so that you can begin to climb again, to ascend to the heights that you want to get to, going from feeling good to feeling great. Remember, when the climb's uphill, it's important to take breaks. Have fun, smile, get into things that make you laugh so that you can pause, crystallize the benefits of the uphill climb, enjoy the new perspective from the new high point the vantage point that you've gained, and then once again, begin to climb. So recovery is so important. And let's think about it in terms of recovery of the mind. If your mind's managed to get into anger or agitation or confusion, then in each of those instances and many more, it needs to recover. Where to, you might ask? Well, it needs to get back into a place of balance, a place of silence, peace, serenity. So remember that recovery is something that you can master on all levels, and especially in relation to the mind. Strategy number 6, reveal your blind spots. What are the things going on in your world that you can't see? Wake up to and cover your blind spots off. Remember, if you're driving, you've got wing mirrors, you've got a rear view mirror, you look over your shoulder, because there's blind spots all around you, and those blind spots present danger. In exactly the same way, inside of us as human beings, beliefs, certain beliefs that we've had that no longer are useful or working for us, are absolute blind spots. Identities that we've adopted which mask the real you and me, they create blind spots that we really need to get behind and uncover. Attitudes which harm you. So if, for example, you have a judgmental attitude as opposed to an optimistic attitude. So we need to uncover these blind spots. And how do we do that? Well, we might need to buddy up with someone that we're prepared to listen to, someone that we can take challenging feedback from. Because when you uncover these blind spots, a lot of them at first are going to be raw because you'll want to deny them. Yet once you peer more closely, you'll begin to realize that perhaps the feedback you're seeing is right. Another way to approach them is get a teacher, someone that you respect and revere, someone who's able to not only see the flaws in you, to potentially help you to work on how it is that you need to approach them to solve them. And thirdly, in uncovering your blind spots, uncover them yourself. How? By developing self-awareness, slowing yourself down, taking a step back, being prepared to look in that mirror and identify, what is it that holds me back? What is it that no longer supports me or serves me? And the benefits that you get from revealing your blind spots, you're going to not only going to clear the blockages, you're going to make sure you're on the right path in life, going in the right direction. You're going to stop these unnecessary detours that take up time, energy, and effort. And in fact, you're going to have more energy, you're going to become more positive and more resourceful. So there's a few strategies. I hope you can apply some of them work for you. And I'll look forward to connecting with you again soon. Have an amazing day, and thanks for listening.